Good morning, everybody. It's so great to be with you this morning. We are very excited. The Career Day is one of the highlights of our year. And this morning we are joined by the Moore team and some lovely faces on the screen. So I'll just introduce them. Those of you that don't know me yet, I'm Louise Maritz. I'm the academic coordinator on the postgraduate program. I work alongside Tracy Krause on the program as a whole. And yeah, like I said, this morning I'm joined by the Moore team. They've got something lovely planned for you this morning. Please feel free to ask questions in the chat. They've got a team of people that are dedicated to answer questions, but there'll also be a Q&A at the end of the session for all the unanswered questions, or if you wanted to speak up, raise your hand and ask a question. But if we can just allow them to first finish their presentation, and then we'll do that at the end. Yeah, so great. Thank you so much for joining, Team Moore. Marlene, over to you.
Thank you, Louise. Good morning. My name is Marlene Johnson, and I want to welcome each and every student to our platform. So Moore Global is a global accounting and advisory network with a strong presence in South Africa, known for providing expert audit, tax, and consulting services. With a reputation for professionalism and innovation, Moore South Africa is dedicated to helping businesses and individuals thrive in today's competitive market. For students like you, Moore South Africa offers opportunities to engage with real-world business challenges across mentorship from industry experts and explore career pathways in finance and businesses and advisory. So whether you're pushing or pursuing an accounting, audit, or consulting, Moore is a place where your skills can flourish. Let's dive deeper into how Moore South Africa can be a stepping stone towards your successful and rewarding career. During today's session, we will be focusing on your personal branding, essential skills, and we hope you enjoy this hour with us and help you thrive in a changing world and to kickstart your professional journey. I now hand over to Nadia and Donnie, who will talk to you about creating your own personal brand. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene. I just quickly want to share our PowerPoint presentation. Great. So my name is Nadia Kutsia. I am Head of Talent at Moore Infinity, and we are here today to talk a bit more about social media, but basically leveraging LinkedIn for professional growth. I'm very passionate about developing students and actually any employee, and it's been 15 years, one of my goals to assist trainees to get a suitable place where they can be hosted as trainees and always learning more. I'm handing over to Donnie Dorflin. He is our social media guru, and we are co-hosting today this session.
Fantastic. Thanks, Nadia. Would you mind just putting the presentation in presenter mode for us?
Hold on.
Just at the top next to the save, there's a little, looks like a presentation. Fantastic. So yes. Welcome everyone. Just a little bit of an introduction from my side. My name is Donnie Dorfling. I'm the Senior Marketing Coordinator at independent firm called Moore Infinity. And today we'll be talking about specifically why social media and why personal branding specifically. Cool. So the first thing first is, what is personal branding and what does personal branding have to do with anything? So according to the Harvard Business School Executive Fellow Rachel Greenwald, she writes in the Harvard Business Review, it's the amalgamation of associations, beliefs, feelings, attitudes, and expectations that people collectively hold about you. Now, that wordy definition actually means the following, and it's got 4 or 5 distinct goals regarding the narrative about you. And the first is whether is what people say about you true? Is it accurate? Secondly, is it coherent? Does it make sense? Thirdly, is it compelling? Does it draw people in? Then fourthly, is it differentiated? Does it demonstrate what makes you unique? And why is personal branding so important? Because by determining your unique value and living in a way that aligns with that value, it promotes the attraction of opportunities that align with your authentic self, such as projects, promotions, job opportunities. It also boosts your confidence, clarifies your goals and values, and it reduces imposter syndrome. Now you might be asking, well, Donnie, how do I build this personal brand? So firstly, and I think most importantly, is to define your purpose. It's to say, what are my goals? What are my values? So you ask yourself, what do I care about? What are my values? Why do I want, or what do I want people to know about me? And how do I provide value to others? And then creating a succinct value proposition to say, this is clearly who I am and what value I provide. And then you audit your own personal brand equity. You say, this is my current brand and this is the ideal where I want to be, and then identify gaps between your desired brand and your current brand. Then you construct a narrative. Stories are the most important and compelling ways of capturing people's attention and really showing your value. And you can use these stories to prove your value in various settings. Then you communicate and embody your brand. And this takes a presentation through various ways. That could be anything from physical outlets like face-to-face interactions or social media. And then obviously socializing your brand. So ensuring others share your values by engaging with gatekeepers, influencers, promoters, and communities that align with your goals. And then reevaluating and adjusting. If you're in a position where your personal brand needs to align with your intended narrative. So you seek feedback from trusted advisors. And I would, as a young student, reach out to someone like me to have a discussion with regards to my personal brand. So firstly, you define your values and you make an impact. A strong personal brand helps you attract the right people, land a job or promotion, and make connections that lead to new opportunities. With reflection and intentional action, you gain confidence in your personal value and project it in your life and career. If we go to the next slide, Nadia, maybe you can take us through a little bit from a recruitment perspective as to what the importance is from a personal branding point of view.
Thank you, Donnie. I would just like to share the stats on personal branding and recruitment, because this is the area of expertise of mine, but this is what we gathered in terms of in European markets as well. So 91% of hiring managers, UK managers, prefer candidates with a strong digital professional brand. Also, if we go to the importance over traditional resumes, 70% of employers consider a personal brand more important than a traditional CV. Your online presence and hiring decisions. About 70% of employers use social networking sites to research candidates. I definitely do that. And if we look at the increase in job opportunities, professionals with well-developed personal brands are 40 times more likely to attract job opportunities. For career satisfaction, the last point I want to discuss is personal branding leads to greater career satisfaction mediated by perceived employability. So if these stats don't talk to basically how important it is, next over to you, Donnie.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Nadia. If we can go to the next slide. I recommend LinkedIn for personal branding. Now, why do I recommend LinkedIn for personal branding? Well, LinkedIn is the largest professional networking platform in the world with over 1 billion members globally. It has a vast reach with users in more than 200 countries. And the platform sees 1.6 billion visits each month. 40% of those visitors actually visit a page and engage with brands organically each week. LinkedIn is also a trusted platform amongst marketers like myself. And the reason for that is because for the fact that it's a professional network. And enhancing your personal brand on LinkedIn boosts your visibility and could pave the way to even influencer status in your domain. So effective networking on LinkedIn helps you build and cement relationships with prospects, leading to a fruitful engagement and potential business deals. An optimized profile fosters trust with clients, colleagues, employees, and it cements your professional credibility. And with over 950 million professionals on LinkedIn in 2023, differentiation is essential. So a standout profile captures more of these opportunities. Improved profile visibility leads to more search appearances, connection requests, and interactions. So what do you actually do, or what do you need to do to optimize your profile? And I think because the personal brand is so central to the LinkedIn environment, you're given this sort of massive canvas and flexible canvas on which you can paint a picture of yourself. Put some effort, thought, and creativity into rocking your public profile from top to bottom, and start with a professional headline. Just below your name, you're given 120 characters to populate your headline field. Consider beginning with a tagline to make a first impression. You'll see on my LinkedIn profile, and I encourage you all to connect with me after the session. Mine is Sustainability Reporting Lead as sort of my tagline. Did you know that if you want to be found via relevant searches, you need to showcase more of yourself? A profile is 11 times more likely to be viewed if it includes a photo. And your photo should be a high quality headshot. So look into the lens, make eye contact, and smile. Weirdness and creativity, unfortunately, wouldn't serve you well here. Filters either. LinkedIn allows you to obviously upload a background image to serve as your cover photo. We usually use it just to showcase our individual brands. And customize your contact information, which includes links to your blog and website if you have, or your company's blog and website. LinkedIn issues you an impossibly long and anonymous URL, but it's actually easy to customize it with your name, which makes it easier to share and remember. Use the summary section, and specifically the summary section, to tell your story as you would an about page. Include keywords for search purposes, but compose your summary in a warm way, aiming to answer basic questions about your skills and inspiring visitors to keep reading. Now, you can add a lot to your LinkedIn profile. SlideShare actually allows you to populate fields like your experience section or work history and your current credentials with physical attributes like presentations, etc., that you've done. In both the experience and education sectors, you can actually display documents, photos, links, presentations, or video, and using videos will help your profile stand out. Section also allows you to select skills and present endorsements given to you from LinkedIn members. And listing your skills and endorsements actually gives you a 13 times boost in profile views. A lot of people feel the endorsement section is a bit lightweight, but I believe when the endorsements begin piling up, it actually helps to support your personal brand and boost credibility. But there's actually a recommendation section on LinkedIn, and written testimonials are presented there, which are even more powerful than testimonials. And there's a crazy long list of optional extras, which I won't bore you with, but publish the things you feel are the credentials and or conversation starters in order to get people you like to connect with you. If we go over to the next slide, the focus is how do you now, after you've optimized your profile, start engaging with your network? And building and engaging with your network is crucial on LinkedIn. The name LinkedIn itself suggests building relationships. Far too many people think LinkedIn is strictly a place where you find jobs or recruiters find you. While employment obviously is a big part of the LinkedIn picture, when it comes to professional development, there's very little you actually can't find on LinkedIn. In addition to being the network for building your personal brand, LinkedIn is an ideal place to promote your content, generate leads, find partnership opportunities, conduct research, and recruit. You accomplish all of the above by connecting with LinkedIn members. So let's look how it's done. So firstly, you grow your network. So once your profile has been optimized, you're ready to make connections and grow your network. Making time to connect with new people helps keep your network fresh and active and strengthen your global connections. People generally think highly of those who keep good company. So building your LinkedIn network simultaneously builds your personal brand. To do so, connect on LinkedIn with trusted friends, former colleagues, classmates, industry leaders, vendors, and other professionals. So firstly, start by engaging with other creators. Find creators that, so I'm just going to quickly go through it. If you could just go back to the previous slide, Nadia, please. So you need to start by engaging with other creators on the platform. And when it comes to actually sending connection requests, keep the following tips in mind. Connect with people that you already know, join LinkedIn groups, and attend LinkedIn events. And if we go over to the last slide, now you've got a network. What is it that you have to do to actually grow your LinkedIn presence and to grow your network? Sharing valuable content is key to establishing yourself as a thought leader on LinkedIn. And your quest to develop a strong personal brand calls for developing and sharing original content, as well as curating additional content you believe serves the interest of your connections. In recent years, LinkedIn has become a giant content marketing hub for individuals and companies through the development of new features and integration of services acquired by LinkedIn. So you have to create and share content in a way that's a mix of both articles, posts, videos, and that are relevant to your industry. On the LinkedIn homepage, there's a share and update that presents a blank field in which you can write your thoughts, upload photos and videos, and paste a link of your choice. Certainly, there's also a pull down menu that allows you to share your updates publicly, strictly with your connections and via Twitter. And if you'd like to notify a LinkedIn member that you've obviously mentioned them in an update, you can either add them, followed by their name, or this obviously works with mentioning companies as well. Consistency is crucial, so you have to post regularly and comment regularly, which keeps you visible and engaged. You have to repurpose your content. Fortunately, you don't have to do too much new thinking to start actually publishing on LinkedIn. You can take posts from other platforms, whether it's a podcast or a blog or even tweets, and then repurpose them for LinkedIn. Content on the platform is usually written more formally than tweets, but not as formally as long-form content. And then going one-on-one, which I think is the most powerful part of LinkedIn. And that's obviously, if you look at going one-on-one, that's messaging individuals and prominent individuals. If you're looking to nurture a sort of pen-pal relationship into something more, this is how it's done. To help you stay organized, use a content calendar and schedule your posts. Using something like Buffer or Social Sprout really helps. And so just to give you some ideas to get started, here's a couple of ideas. Firstly, you can weigh in on the latest industry news. You can showcase a new work project that you're proud of. You can list other creators who inspire you, share a list of books, podcasts, or articles that have helped you learn a new skill, share the stories of how you landed your current role, use the comments you have left on other LinkedIn posts as prompts. But remember, publishing posts on LinkedIn doesn't mean only sharing your latest and greatest achievements. It means creating posts that will add value to your audience lives, helpful advice they can use in their own work, and experience they can learn from, or insights and new perspectives on industry news. So by actively creating and sharing valuable content, you can build a reputation in your industry and strengthen your personal brand. The more you publish, the more credibility you'll build, and the stronger your professional profile will become. So let's wrap up and let's summarize some of the key points. So we've discussed the importance of building a professional brand, why LinkedIn is the best platform for this, and how to optimize your profile, engage with your network, and share valuable content. I encourage you to apply these strategies to enhance your LinkedIn presence and your professional brand. And I'd like to afterwards open the floor for some questions, and you can reach out to me personally. I think Marlene did share my LinkedIn profile in the chat. You are welcome to reach out to me personally if you need any assistance. I also saw some messages with regards to not being active on social media, specifically on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to address those once the presentation is concluded. So I'd like to hand back to Marlene just to take it from there. And yeah, you are welcome to connect with me. I'm Donnie Dorfling, and I am available on LinkedIn.
Thanks, Nadia.
Donnie, you still need to. Sorry, Donnie still need to share that how he got his job at Moore because of his beautiful LinkedIn.
100%. And once we get to the questions, and there are specific questions with regards to LinkedIn and your profile, I'll go to my profile specifically to run you through some tips and tricks that you can use just to enhance your profile.
Thank you, Nadia and Donnie. We appreciate the info. Students, I hope you found that enlightening. And now I'm going to hand over to Amira and Yamkile, who's going to talk to you about essential skills. Ladies, over to you.
Hi, everyone. And thank you, Nadia and Donnie, for that very insightful presentation on personal branding. I think I speak for everyone when I say that it provided valuable perspective on why personal branding is so important on our career journey. To build on that, I want to highlight that the importance of developing essential skills. They go hand in hand with your personal brand. And today we'll be sharing a short video before moving on to our presentation. While qualifications open up the door, it's also our soft and technical skills that set us apart and make people want to work with us. These skills show we're dependable, knowledgeable, and trustworthy, all of which are vital in earning the confidence of both our clients and our colleagues. Today, we'll be taking you through key skills which will help you to succeed in your career.
Thank you, Amira. Hi, everyone. So the video gave a great overview of our topic today, and building on that, I'll dive straight into planning and prioritizing. Being able to plan and prioritize is critical in navigating daily tasks, especially at work. It helps us to stay focused on our goals by knowing what we're working towards. It reduces stress and manages risk by planning ahead. It helps us to adapt effectively when things change, which in audit always happens. And it helps us to make decisions more confidently by feeling motivated and tracking progress. Some habits that support good planning include staying organized, setting clear personal goals, and lastly, using tools like your to-do list, your calendars, and setting deadlines. On the other hand, poor planning can cause panic and increased stress. It can lead to missed deadlines, and it can lead to error-prone work, leaving the impression that you are unreliable.
Communication is one of the skills that's important in every part of our life, whether we're chatting with a friend or a colleague or even a client. In the workplace especially, it works hand in hand with the planning and prioritizing that Yamkela just spoke about. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it and when you say it. For instance, if you're sitting next to someone, it's easier to chat to them in person than sending an email and waiting for them to respond. It also saves time and it's a lot more personal. When we communicate well, we get clarity by asking questions early, and it keeps everyone in the loop, whether it's your colleagues or your clients. Furthermore, it avoids any last-minute shocks because let's be honest, no one enjoys a work-related surprise unless it's that salary increase letter. On the flip side, poor communication can come across as unprofessional, especially if you're not responding to the people. And let's face it, being ghosted doesn't feel great at any level. It also leads to unnecessary stress and tension in the team, and it can result in misunderstandings and confusion. But most importantly, it erodes trust. And trust is something that we don't want to lose in a team environment. Moving on to time management. Time management is essential, especially in our industry where time quite literally equals money. Good time management helps us to reach our goals, especially when we're planning it, when we pair it with proper planning and prioritizing. Can everyone see that there's a clear connection between all these skills? It also allows us to estimate how long a task will take, which is key when you're juggling multiple clients or deadlines. And in the audit environment, that pretty much happens all the time. It allows us to adjust when things shift unexpectedly, and it can help to reduce our stress and increase our productivity level. When we don't manage our time management well, our stress can build up very fast. And at this point in our life, we all would like to protect our peace. Deadlines can slip, and work can go unfinished, which can result in the team picking up your slack, which isn't fair on them. And it can also result in damaging relationships. It's important to remember that these people are the people that you're going to be working with for the next 3 years of your articles at least. It can also become an ethical issue, like charging more time on a task than what is really required just because you didn't plan well. At the end of the day, it's important that you're on top of your time, and time management isn't just about being busy. It's also about staying accountable and building that trust.
Working in audits or any other professional environment is stressful. So it's important to find healthy ways to manage that stress. If stress is left unattended, it can affect both your physical and mental well-being. It can lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms and can cause you to project your frustrations onto others. On the other hand, developing a healthy stress coping mechanisms can help you to create a balance and reduce pressure. It can improve your productivity and it can maintain a better overall well-being.
Taking initiative is a game changer. It's about you owning your own personal growth and your personal career journey. Don't wait for opportunities to fall on your lap. Put up your hand and ask the questions, volunteer and get involved. It shows that you care and that you invested and you're ready to learn. Most of all, it also helps you to stand out in a very competitive environment, and that makes a big difference. Even small acts of initiative, like offering to assist a colleague or suggesting improvements on a project or learning something new on your own, can show commitment and drive.
Technical skills are just as crucial as its soft skills. Growth is non-negotiable in this industry. If you're not growing, you're likely falling behind. Staying up to date keeps you competent and competitive. It helps you stay aligned to changes in software, laws, and systems. It shows your willingness to learn and become an industry expert. And lastly, it builds a reputation as knowledgeable and dependable.
Ethics is probably one of the most important skills that we need to develop, or should actually have already at this stage of your life. It's the foundation of everything that we do, especially in industries like ours, where people rely on us for advice, numbers, and trust. And if we lose that, then honestly, what do we really have? And what is our career? Now, with AI becoming more prevalent in our daily jobs, it is important to remember that while it's a helpful tool, it can't replace thinking.
Yeah.
AI can't reason and it can't make those ethical choices that humans can. So it's still your responsibility to think ethically. Yes, tools such as ChatGPT or Copilot can help us to summarize complex information or give us creative ideas on an assignment. However, it's still our responsibility to check it, understand it, and use it responsibly.
Using AI ethically means not blindly copying and pasting information. The information is not always correct and reliable. Not sharing confidential client data, that's a breach of trust. Recognizing that over-reliance on AI can stunt your learning, and understanding that misusing AI can damage your reputation and credibility. So use AI as a helper and not a crutch. Always lead with integrity, because in this field, your name and your reputation matter more than anything. Ethics reflects your honesty, your decision-making, and your professionalism, and it will follow you out throughout your career. In closing, mastering these essential skills doesn't just prepare you for the workplace, but it's skills that will prepare you for your lifetime. These are the habits that drive success. They build strong relationships and they help you navigate challenges with confidence. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Well, I think we're going to wait for questions at the end when we have the Q&A session. Back to you, Marlene.
Thank you so much, Mkile and Amira. Students, was that not informative? Essential skills form a huge part of an individual, whether it's in your workplace, at home, or even in your personal life. Next, we have, just before some questions, we have some trainees who will talk about their CA journey, the transition from university to a professional workplace. And yeah, we hand it over to them. Thank you.
Zosie.
Thank you so much. Hi, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. I am Zosi Ndiso. I just completed my article at Moore Cape Town. I'm just going to chat a bit about what it's like being a trainee, what you do in audit. Yeah, so when you finish your articles, when you finish varsity and you get a job at Moore, in your first month, you will have an induction because we understand that you're still transitioning. You might not really know how to apply what you've learned and apply it into audit work. So you get a full-on close to a month of induction where you'll be taught all the necessary training to prepare you for your role as a trainee. And then thereafter, you move into audit where you're assigned to a manager and you're allocated to a group of people who are also there to assist you. So you'll see there'll be junior trainees, intermediate, and senior trainees. You always work in a group and there's always people to assist you because we understand that, you're not exposed to audit yet, even though you do have the technical knowledge to it. So you should worry not. You'll always have people around supporting you, helping you, and guiding you throughout your article journey. But yeah, in terms of audit work, you will be exposed to different industries. And you'll sort of like learn and find what works for you for post articles. So you'll either work at the client or work in office, interact. And that's one thing I used to think. I used to think I'll just be on my laptop doing audit work, but that's not the case. You get to interact and network a lot. You get to chat to clients, as Amira and Jamke earlier, that it's not always emails. You get to chat and interact with people and build relationships with people. Yeah, that's pretty much audit and your article work. You'll also do what is called LORs, which is monthly submissions of your competencies that you've acquired on a particular job that you've done. And that's how SAICA recognizes your competency at the end of your articles. So you'll be doing that aside from the actual audit work. And we also do have fun. It's not just audit. So in terms of fun, you'll see we have social events. We'll have team building, team dinners. Some of the teams plan to, go bowling and have fun outside of the office. And another thing that we do is we have the marathon. We have the More to the Moon marathon run, sports clubs for those active people. And we also have CSI events for outreach. So it's wholesome. It's not just work, work, work. We do try to have fun outside of work. And yeah, I hope I didn't miss anything, but thank you.
Zosie, would you also speak about your journey while you were studying and pursuing articles and your time with Milpark? Also, I'm sure everyone would find that quite beneficial.
Yeah. A bit. I think it's my Amira.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't get that. I think you broke a bit.
I said, would you also just share a bit more about your journey while you were studying and pursuing your articles and some challenges you may have faced, and also speak about your Milpark journey? I'm sure it will be quite beneficial for the students.
Yes, absolutely. So I did my CTA through Milpark while I was doing my articles. I did the June intake from my second year. It was a bit of a challenge because it requires a lot of discipline. But because, first of all, at work, I wasn't the only person that was studying. So there's always a group of people, like a support system where we would plan, are we meeting after work to encourage each other, to push each other and keep working. And also how the Milpark program is structured, that also helped me to kind of like work my way between working and studying. So the best key advice that I would give anyone that wants to work while studying is it will require discipline and choose a time that works for you. So I would, I first started working in the afternoons and I was like, okay, maybe I get a bit tired in the afternoons. And then I started working early in the mornings before I start my actual job because your brain is still, fresh. But yeah, the way Molpak is structured, I was able to navigate through that as well as working, and it is very much possible. Just needs a bit of discipline and just knowing what works for you in terms of study times and yeah, and you will have people, a support system of people that are also studying where you guys push each other and, hold each other accountable. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has questions or we'll hold it for the Q&A. But yeah, thank you so much.
Bashir, is Safia still going to speak about her experience?
Yes, Amira. I hand over to Safia.
Hi everybody, I'm Safia. I am currently completing my articles at MOA Darwin. I am a fresh Molpak alumni, just completed my CTA last year, and thank God I passed my January 2025 IAC. So currently doing the APT course. So guys, basically I am a junior trainee auditor here at MOA Darwin, and my duties are quite, how can I say, easier maybe than my seniors. So they take on the heavy weight for us and they filter down the less stressful events to us. So some of my key responsibilities is mostly audit evidence. So we do majority of the testing. Our seniors will do a bit of the planning and sampling for us, and then we will do testing. We also do quite a bit of the planning as well when we assist them for certain things. Sometimes we used to think that if we're doing audit articles, we're not really going to see math come in. But every time I have to do analytics, I just think about JP and 1A and everything that they taught us. So definitely comes through in articles. Some of the other things that I want to touch on is the skills that get developed while you do your articles. And it definitely analytical thinking always comes through, being a critical thinker from the time you're doing CTA all the way through articles, becoming a senior auditor. Everything is a lot of critical thinking and skepticism. You have to do a lot of communication, and as some of the presenters earlier explained to us, that if you have good communication skills, it makes everything easier for everybody else on your team. We have to have good tech proficiency because, as Sophie said, we use our laptops a lot. So having to work with your laptop, Excel, the software that we use for auditing, you have to have good tech proficiency. And lastly, and most importantly, adaptability. As CTA students, we definitely get the skill, being adaptable. And, every time something new comes up as accounting students, new IFRS, new tax, so adaptability comes through in everything that you do. Going through different clients, because you could be working on property clients this week and next week you're suddenly doing trust. So it's good when you're doing articles that you develop adaptability. Lastly, I just want to go through some of the reflection and takeaways that I've experienced in the past 4 months. So the professional growth. I have gained so much confidence and, professional judgment. Obviously, there's so much more for me to learn. the value of mentorship. We have our senior auditors and third-year trainees that assist us with so much. And when you're interacting with them, sometimes I take a step back and I'm like, oh, hey, this is the type of senior I want to be when I'm in that position one day. We do have good client exposure. I guess it also differs farm to farm, depending how big our audits are. But there is a diverse real-world client base that we work on here at Moore Darwin. And future focus. So now that I'm doing my articles, it's really inspired me to specialize further in the auditing expertise. Even if you don't want to stay in practice, you can always go into industry, do internal audit and whatnot. But yeah, I definitely would recommending your articles at Moore because I'm having a great time here at Moore Darwin. Thank you.
Thank you, Safia. I hand over to you, Marlene.
Thank you so much. So that wraps up our presentations. Thank you, students. We will now hand over to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to turn on your mics and your cameras. We have a whole panel on hand to answer your questions. If you don't feel comfortable with that, please pop us your questions in the chat. Thank you.
Sorry, I see Nyasha's got her hand up. Can we ask her and give her an opportunity to speak and turn on her camera?
Hi team. Thank you so much for, sorry, my camera is not able to be on right now. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I just wanted to ask, like, on behalf of other international students as well, is Moore able to provide us with assistance in terms of paperwork for applying for work permits, and also am I able to apply as a non-South African citizen? Do you get my question?
No, I didn't.
Basically,
Not sure.
sorry.
Nadia?
In terms of the question you had is, how do we assist people who's international students and the permit and so forth? Do we assist with that? Is that your query?
Yes.
Yes. It depends on the firm within the Moore South Africa network that you apply with. Mostly, it depends on the firm. And so if you reach out to that firm, they will guide you. But within the South African borders, we do accommodate first South African citizens, and if we still require more trainees, then we will look at international students at Moore Infinity.
All right, noted. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Are there any questions in the chat that hasn't been answered? It looks like your team has been on it. Marlene, I don't know.
I am working through the questions.
So best would be if someone has an unanswered question to potentially raise your hand so that we can get to you. Otherwise, it looks like the chat has been answered. They may be just asking about the process, Marlene, like what happens after you fill out the form.
So when you complete a form, when you apply for a vacancy at one of our firms, it goes through a process. But each firm, Louise, is independent of each other. So the process is different. So therefore, I advise you to perhaps reach out to the firm that you are interested in applying, chat to the HR, but most of our vacancies are updated as the need arises, and everything from criteria needed, what documentation is needed, is all on the website. But please, yeah, feel free to reach out to us. I'm going to pop my email address in the chat. If you do have any questions that you want to send to us, please send it to me, and then I can get the different HRs in our network to answer you.
Great, thank you. Any other questions, team? There's a hand. Kanipo.
Morning, colleagues. Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
We are good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for the presentation. I would like to find out if you've done your articles and you didn't get to finish them. What will be the process? Do you finish on where you ended, or you need to start all over again with more?
Amira, can you perhaps?
Yeah, sure. Oh, Hanley, I think.
Marlene, I can answer this one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If you have a contract that is partially completed, so you've either not fulfilled all the core hours or you've not had all the competencies that you require, you can apply to start a new contract in terms of the SAICA training regulations. So what will then happen normally is that, yes, you will be initially registered for the full 3-year period again, plus then any penalties that SAICA may add to that. But you will be able to apply for what we call recognition of prior learning. So if you Google on the SAICA website, the SAICA training regulations, training regulation 18, you will see the process that is being applied for recognition of prior learning. So what then happens is you will get credit for the time that you've already spent and for all the skills that you've already demonstrated in your prior assessments. So you will then submit an application for recognition to your new training officer, and he will then look at all your ratings on your performance appraisal, because that will be carried over to your new training contract. And then based on that, they will determine how much time do they still need to get you to the level of proficiency that you will require for all your acumens and all your professional values. And then based on that, they will reduce the terms, the length, the period of your training contract accordingly. So I hope that answers your question. You will see in the chat, I have copied in that training regulation 18 previously for another person that asked a similar question. Thank you.
Thanks, Hanley. Students, is there any more questions? Louise, I have put on the chat my details. I've also listed the career pages for the direct firms in our network. Your students are more than welcome to go online and have a look. If they need to reach out, please let them do. but they must just let me know which firm they want to inquire from so that I can put them in contact with that HR.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, team, for a jam-packed session. You did cover a lot. Freezing on my side. No, I don't know if it's a signal. Sorry. But yeah, thank you for your time. We will be in touch if there's anything that we want Hanli to share via you. So thank you for that. And you must have a lovely rest of your Friday and weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
See you in the next one.
And thank you, students.
Yes. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
I'm already cutting you off.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.